But now we'll get into like an actually based list.
You lied to me.
You wasted all of our time. No, I'm not. I don't feel lied to. I knew this list was gonna be atrocious, but I'm still mad.
Now, we will talk about our own lists, and if you didn't make it this far in the video, I will make it a clip, and I will post.
You must clip it.
I will post this part of the episode in a separate video. So you guys want to just go straight down the line and list our thoughts, or do you want to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
I would do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, postly on mine, and give some minor notes on mine. I don't know what order we're doing this in. Who goes first? What order? What's the rotation?
Let's just go in order from the way I see it on screen. So, me, you, then Jet.
Okay. Are we doing the top 5 for each of us, or are we doing like each one of us gives a 5, and then each one of us gives a 4, and like what?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Okay. Jet, you have a preference?
I could go either way.
I guess it's up to you, Simon.
I guess I will go down the line. I will do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for me, and then you can go, and then Jet can go, and then we'll just kind of you can pick and you can critique my list and hate my list all you want, because I know you're gonna hate my list. All right, number 5 being recency bias. So I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I've only played about an hour of 7, or 7 remake particularly. And I know that Final Fantasy VII already has a stellar soundtrack, but Rebirth goes above and beyond to absolutely demolish any other Final Fantasy soundtrack and instantly puts it at my number 1 Final Fantasy soundtrack of all time. This is my number 5, by the way, because of how many amazing songs that are in the original game, while also including songs that were added in more modern games, a ton of remixes of the original game, and if you thought that remake soundtrack was already excellent, this adds 400 new tracks on top of the pre-existing tracks from remake. It's absolutely incredible, and if you think I'm cheating because this is on like the level of like Smash Bros, I would think that you're wrong, because this is specifically a remake of 7, not a compilation. And there's a lot of new music as well. All right, my number 4 is Minecraft. It has to be on my top 5 somewhere. Absolutely iconic soundtrack. Next up, I had to put Pokemon on my list somewhere, and I really was thinking about it. I didn't really know what to put in my number 3 spot, so I had to put Pokemon. And it was really hard picking which one. And I think that the one that's the most consistent, that I enjoy like every single song from this game pretty much, and it tickles my nostalgia bone, definitely has to be Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Number 2 is Undertale, because you can't not have Undertale on a top 5 list unless you're Chris. And my number 1 is Super Mario Galaxy, but I personally would want to consider 1 and 2, but if we can only pick one, then the first game.
Okay, well, I like Mario, so does anyone have anything else to say on Slime's list?
You didn't want to pick me apart, like...
Well, I'll pick by picking better picks on mine, so... I'm not going to kick you while you're down. I'm not going to insult DJ.
Alright, what's your top 5?
Alright, guys, I'm going to be super base. No hate to you, of course, Slime. And indeed, I will not be picking Deltarune or Undertale. At 5. Now, 5 was the one I had the hardest time doing. I got 4 pretty easily. And then I was like, what do I want to do for my 5th one? And so I kind of floated around, and I came to Animal Crossing, which I talked about earlier when we were when we were looking at the OperaGX list. And I think I already said, I think you already know which one it's going to be. It's going to be New Leaf. I think GameCube comes really close. It could have been just as easily in this spot instead. There are lots of games I thought about putting here that didn't make the list. I'll just kind of run off a few of them as honorable mentions. Earthbound didn't make it, or Mobile Free, that franchise. I'm going to run off franchises here, not games particularly. Xenoblade didn't make it. Sonic did not make it. I'm sorry, Jet. But a lot of them came close. They would be there if we had just a few more spots, but they didn't quite crack top 5 for me. I considered them for number 5. I decided to go with New Leaf. I got this game the day it came out. I became a big fan of City Folk, but I got New Leaf the day it came out. Amazing game. Spent a lot of time with it. The music's really chill, but also very present. It's not just ambient. There's certainly quite a lot of it there. There's also quite a few tracks. I mean, it's a fairly beefy soundtrack, I think. And it's just really great. It has this very soothing vibe, maybe a little melancholic at times at night. Just I don't know how to describe it. Other times it's happy. It's just really a chill vibe. Is anyone else getting a bunch of background noise?
Yeah, but it's because he doesn't have a mic.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll continue now. At number 4, now this one was a slightly easier pick. I thought about picking this at 3, but I put it at 4. It is Super Mario 64. Now, Galaxy's up there. Sunshine's up there. All the Mario games, are up there. But yeah, Mario 64, just great. I really like the Peach's Castle theme. I really like the Underwater theme. I really like Bob-Omb's Battlefield. Just a lot of really iconic tracks introduced in that game. A special shout out to Peach's Castle theme. Oh, and at number 3, we've got Banjo-Kazooie. I was talking about it. It had to be here. I kind of threw Kazooie and Tooie. Both of them have back-to-back great soundtracks. My personal favorite game in the series is Tooie. I think Kazooie's soundtracks maybe a little better. I'm not really sure. I think they're about equal. We got Trove Cove and Freeze Easy Peak, both of which are like top video game songs of all time. At 2, I have Final Fantasy IX. If you play this game, it's very uniquely styled graphically, and musically both. The game itself is very emotional, impactful story. If you've played for it,
Is that the game that says that as the guy that laughs really awkwardly?
I don't know what your
Titus.
No, that's 10. That's
Oh.
10. I'm doing 9. Yeah, 10, which
I don't know anything about
still pretty
9
good.
then.
I mean, 10's still pretty good, but 9's my favorite Final Fantasy game. I'll say it's got a great story. It is worth it. It's on Switch. Buy it on the eShop, please. Thank you. And yeah, no, great game, and it's a very emotional game. I'm out here doing free press for Square Enix and Nintendo both. So yeah, I mean, it's a great game. I don't really know how I can really exactly describe how the music, especially the overworld theme and the final credits, Melodies of Life, which is kind of the same as the overworld theme, but it's a lyrical version that plays the end credits. Way interacts with the story, kind of a nostalgia, kind of a brittle sweetness to the overall tone of the game, as well as its musings on life and death, stuff like that. Just great. It's only one of those soundtracks where it's great in and of itself, but also how it interacts with the game itself and knowing the story and the gameplay. I like the game. The gameplay is great too. I love tone-based, personally. It's only one that's really up there, elevated. The soundtrack on its own is great, and then how it interacts with the game is just amazing. And for number 1, you already know what I put. I put Ocarina of Time. I don't have to say much more about.
5 was Mario 64, then Banjo-Kazooie, then Final Fantasy 9.
5 was Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did miss one. Okay,
Number one is Ocarina of Time.
fair.
As I said earlier, it should have been one. It's there are a lot of the Zelda games that would probably be, um, really high top 10 game if we could do more than one from the franchise. This is just the best one. It gave us so much. It took what A Link to the Past had already made great strides as being like up there, and then this just took it so many steps forward. It gave us it fleshed out Zelda's fame from where A Link to the Past had it, and then on top of that, it gave us Lost Woods. It gave us Hyrule Field fame, just absolutely amazing. It's gave us Serious Song. It gave us all sorts of stuff. And it really is just great. It's just nonstop bangles. It gave Korea songs Temple of Time, and I could go on and on. I do not think Song of Storms is the best song in the game, but it's great too.
We did go
Um,
on and on your show.
we did go on a, but me and Slime have a video where we go on and on about Zelda music. So maybe link that in the video description.
Potentially.
Slime,
I
potentially.
I might forget. You have to remind me.
Yeah, you might forget. I will try to remind you, but I might forget too. I'm probably more absent-minded than you are. I know that's my top 5.
I will say I'm not gonna pick you up out of sake of time, but I will say a few things. One, this is kind of difficult because it is only a top 5. We are restricted by a few rules, and also like this is our personal top 5s. I would say if I was doing a top 100 video game soundtracks of all time, I would say, all right, what are the top 100? Not my top 100, but the top 100, if you know what I'm saying. There's definitely a difference there.
It's always going to be subjective in a lot of ways, though.
Yes, but like in my personal opinion, this is like what peak gaming. Is Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire peak gaming soundtrack? No, but it's my it's my peak gaming soundtrack. And I am gonna pick apart one thing. Mario Odyssey is right there. I was like, Mario 64. I know, and I think Galaxy is the best, but 64.
I like Odyssey soundtrack, but not as good as 64.
64?
Or Galaxy.
64
honestly.
is the one thing I'll pick apart. It's just, why?
Peach's Castle fame, it bops too hard, man.
Okay, but it's like Stay Alive in Portal 2. It's like, yeah, it's the greatest video game song of all time, but like versus the other games and the more orchestrated versions. Music,
just absolutely, it just brings so much of the feels, my man. Just so much of the feels.
Nostalgia bias, rose tinted goggles.
You say that like I wasn't.
Joking.
You say that like I'm not 21 and I'm not like Mario Galaxy
I'm
nostalgia
joking.
age.
All right, Jet, what is your top 5?
Number 5 is Archangel from Cyberpunk 2077.
I mean, you didn't have to necessarily say a specific song, but
just game, yeah.
That's fine, though. Fucking Opera mentioned specific songs.
Well, that's just the top song of that OST, but that was like a secondary.
Yeah, they say them.
And these are my favorite songs from these games.
All right.
Yeah, that's
fair, perfectly fair. You just did more work than we did, and I feel bad.
Yeah, we were lazy.
Uh-huh. I chose that song because it's just awesome. That mission was just awesome. Playing as Johnny Silverhand, fucking... You
get to play as him?
It gives you a clear idea of...
Keanu?
You get to play as Keanu Reeves?
Build up. It gives you it makes you feel what Silverhand is feeling in that moment. The build up to the frankly insane as shit thing he's about to do, breaking into fucking Arasaka, I think it is. It's been a while since I played the game. To get back, I forgot a lot of details, but fuck, the song is awesome. Anyway, number 4 is the main theme to Team Fortress 2. It's just a lot. Basically, the major theme to these songs is it makes me feel the moment. the main theme of Team Fortress 2, it's the opening clock ticking. Like, it feels like a countdown. It's like, then it goes into the fucking opening, and it just spirals into this melody of insanity, and it just feels like motherfucking Team Fortress 2. And it's quite possibly everything I could ask for in an opening theme. Like, it seems on the outside like a super serious game about mercenaries fighting over land. Alright, whatever. But no, it's this game full of absurdity, insane lore, and Australians. Moving on to number 3. I wish I could talk more, but honestly, I'm so sick and tired of doing this. Number 3 is Ghost of Yarikawa from Ghost of Tsushima. Again, it feels so different. Like, the entire first half of the fucking game, it feels like you're leading a small rebellion, and then you get to this mission, and then this fucking theme plays, and like, boom, it feels like you just blew up the Death Star. Now you're the fucking problem. The Mongols are running from you. And it's awesome. Number 2 is This Is What You Are from Warframe. You play through what is essentially like a solid half of the game. You feel like you're almost done with the major story, but then you get to that one mission, you see the Lotus carry this weird. Okay, I'm now starting to understand. I think I might know what the caption is referring to now. This sickly little robot feller. You see the Lotus carrying that you just spent the entire mission nearly dying multiple times over trying to protect, and you see the Lotus fucking carrying this thing over, and bam, create your character screen. And then you realize the whole fucking thing was just a tutorial. And now you finally get the whole game. And it blows your fucking mind. I'm not putting into good words, but holy shit. Everything about that scene from this song ties the whole damn thing together. It's like, oh my god. It all clicks. Number 1 is Endless Possibilities from Sonic Unleashed. And honestly, it's fucking nostalgia bias. This was like one of the first Sonic songs I've ever heard. It's from my favorite Sonic game, and it's great. It's just absolutely everything I love about Sonic. It's rock, the lyrics are upbeat, it's amazing. I'm not good. Alright, I'm done. Y'all want to say something?
I wish I could, because the songs that you put on your list are songs that I'm not familiar with, unfortunately. And that's all of them. So I could give you an opinion, but I can't.
You wanna, but you can't, because my tastes are too fucking exotic.
Yeah, I've played Ghost of Tsushima, but otherwise your taste is quite a bit different.
And that's why we do these things. Anyways, sorry for the long-winded one. I hope you enjoyed.
Mr. Ambitious goes over 100 fucking entry-long list.
Well, I thought that we were gonna go through it a little more, and I will say that the first 50 that we did, 100 to 50, we might have spent a little too long on. We should have been spending more time on the Mario Galaxies and the ocarinas, but we said instead of just being like, okay, weird placement, moving on, we sat for about 20 minutes trying to figure out why this was here and where Ocarina was gonna be. So
only to find it where it really fucking shouldn't have been.
Exactly.
Nah, it should have been 1. I already knew Minecraft was gonna be 1. I got that spoiled on True.
Well, I will say it was quite fascinating taking a look at this list, and we love the insight from our musical amigos. So Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this interesting episode. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and if you haven't already, join our Discord, help us out on Patreon, and go support our friends as well. Everyone that's on the show are typically it could be you someday, but for now it's just our good friends that we've known for quite some time, and sometimes they make their own content, like such Chris Botger.
Bot goal.
And where could we find you?
I'm on YouTube. I'm Chris Botgor. It's Bottger. That's really just my name. And I do music videos. I also do Lego videos. And yeah, that's basically it. Mostly classic rock, although I do some modern music too, pop stuff like that. Even occasionally hip hop. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that I put you guys through this.
Uh-oh.
And I will see, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
uh,